People think confidence comes first, but honestly, when I started auditioning, I was full of self doubt and imposter syndrome. I didn't keep showing up because I was confident. I became confident because I kept showing up anyway. Hi, I'm Minami Yusui, and welcome to the U Project channel, where I help high achievers communicate with grounded confidence and presence under pressure. And today, I want to talk about what actually built my confidence, because it wasn't success, and it definitely wasn't feeling fearless. When I first started auditioning in New York, I doubted myself constantly. The language barrier, being a foreigner, being new to America, and all those imposter syndrome feelings. And I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel ready. And honestly, I often felt like I didn't belong in those rooms. I still remember tracking my auditions in my audition journal. One audition after another. Many. And eventually, 87 no's before I finally got my very first job, which was an internship. And 10 more years before my Broadway debut. But it took me 87 no's. And I think what saved me was this. I didn't make the audition journal about the results. I didn't say, I didn't get the job again. I didn't get the job again. I didn't do that. I started writing down small wins, things I had improved from the last audition, moments where I felt more grounded. Maybe I understood the director's English a little bit better, or I picked up the choreography a little bit better. Little bit. No one else saw those wins, only I knew. And I would write down these wins, moments I took a risk, and slowly, those tiny moments started accumulating into something much bigger. Because I realized I wasn't just building skills, I was building self-trust. Every time I showed up, I was proving to myself, I can do hard things. I can survive discomfort. I can keep growing. I can keep going. And eventually, rejection stopped meaning you're not enough. Instead, it became proof that I was still in motion, still trying, still growing, still showing up for my possibility. And honestly, that changed everything for me, because I stopped waiting for external validation to finally feel confident enough. I stopped needing every outcome to determine my worth. I stopped seeing confidence as being fearless, being perfect, or always having certainty, and started understanding it as self-trust, the ability to trust yourself even when things are uncertain. Because confidence built only on external things is fragile. If your confidence depends entirely on the title, the job, success, the approval, the achievement, what happens when those things disappear? What happens if you lose the position tomorrow? What happens if you're starting over? What happens if you enter a completely new field? That's why self-trust matters so much. Because once you build a strong relationship with yourself, you can take that anywhere. And honestly, that's one of the greatest gifts my Broadway journey gave me. Not just the title of Broadway performer, but the self-trust I built through continuing to show up. Because now, even if I step into completely different spaces, working with corporations, governments, entrepreneurs, different countries, different industries, I don't feel like I have to build my worth from scratch every single time, because that relationship with myself already exists. That grounded confidence becomes transferable. And I think this is especially important for people who are changing careers, starting something new, feeling imposter syndrome, or stepping into a new chapter of life. Because real confidence is not everyone approves of me. It's I trust myself enough to keep showing up. And this is actually why I care so deeply about the work I do now. Because so many people are trying to present confidently externally without building a real relationship with themselves internally. And eventually, that becomes exhausting. Because when your confidence depends entirely on external validation, you constantly feel like your worth is on the line. And this is something I guide people through deeply inside Shine. How to build grounded confidence from the inside out. Not performative confidence, not borrowed confidence, but the kind of self-trust that you can carry anywhere. Through transitions, through uncertainty, through new challenges, through rejection, through growth. Because when you truly own your worth, you communicate differently. You show up differently. Your presence changes. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's this. You do not need confidence before you start. Sometimes confidence is built by repeatedly showing up before you're ready. Because every time you show up, you build self-trust. And self-trust changes everything. And if this resonated with you, I created a free confidence checklist to help you stop overthinking and start showing up with grounded presence without forcing confidence or pretending to be someone you're not. You can download it below. And if this was helpful, please like and subscribe and share this with someone who may need this reminder today. Because the moment you don't show up, your chances are 0. But the moment you do, you create possibility. You are unlimited. I'll see you in the next video.